Okay, everybody, we've got some more cedar. We've got two bowls here, this one and this one here. Both of them are about 5 1/4, 5 1/2 round, and about 2 1/2. Yep, and about 2 1/2 in depth. They're rough turned already, so that's a plus. The only thing that we got to do is we have to get her rounded back out again and get the rough turn out. So first thing I'm going to do is, I've already got a tenon on there. I am going to connect it up with the tenon. There's a very little bit of wobble because it's smaller bowls. They're about I think when I rough them out to about 1 inch, about a 1/2 inch for it to dry. Looks like I've got a little bit of a crack here, but other than that, this one's pretty straight. But what we're going to do is we're going to run the face off. We're going to pop a recess in here so we can flip it and start on the outside of the bowl. Alright, so let's get this kicking. Probably going to start off with my 1/2 inch gouge. Like I said, we're going to face it, and then I'll use my skew to get us a recess in there. Alright, there's our 1/2 inch bowl gouge and skew. We're ready. A good 1800 without a problem, so we'll work with that. That's pretty good facing. Let's get our gauge and set it what it needs to be set at. There's our recess lines. That one actually goes in pretty far. And let's see if I need to make that bigger or not. Oh man, I gotta make some more room on the outside to get that to fit down in there, because I've got regular dovetail jaws and they're not long enough to make it all the way in, so we got to make some room. So I may have to trim it out the inside a little bit here. Let's see if that helps it out any. There we go. Yep, that fixed it. Now the jaws we're able to finally get in there and get moving. Now we're going to fix the tenon, make the tenon look pretty, and then we'll move on again. Let me see here, that's too much light for you. All we're really doing is making sure the tenon is nice and running true, and now we can work on the outside. I can actually just use a scraper for this. Okay, now we've got it running true. We'll do some touch up. So we've got some tear out from before. That took care of the tear out. That looks good. So already we're ready for sanding on the outside. So let's knock it out. And then I'll pull up the other bowl. The same process with it. Popping the grain out. I'll hit it with 400 when it's done, but while this one's drying, we'll move on to the other bowl and get it ready. But right now, it's looking pretty good. It's just got to dry. Alright, got that sitting on my stand out there. This one's going to have a bunch of, like I said, it's got this little rotten spot, it looks like, right there. I hit with some CA glue. We're going to get to that here shortly. Okay, we're back on our second bowl here. We got to flat face it off and then hit up the inside. So let's get it moving. We'll go 1800 again. Same with this one. Hit it with water. Water pop it. Let it dry. And then once it's dry, we'll flip it over. Well, we'll hit it with this. Once it's dry, we'll put it back on, hit it with 400, and then smack it with its sanding paste for that last run around. Alright, I'll bring you back. Dun dun dun. Alright everybody, we're back and we're ready for the 400 grit. The water pop is finally dry. It takes about 20 minutes after you've wiped it down really well. Or you can just hit it with air and keep pushing air on it. But I had plenty of time, so we didn't worry about it. So I'm going to hit it with 400 real quick, wipe it, blow it, and then throw our sanding paste on it. Okay, so now I've got our sanding paste and we're ready to roll with it. Now Cedar really soaks up oils or any type of liquid, so I may have to hit it with a little bit more mineral oil afterwards, after the sanding paste does its thing, because it's really going to start soaking it in here soon. So, and plus you got the sapwood itself, which sapwood just soaks it up pretty quick too, especially if the sapwood's dry, because it's actually what holds the majority of the liquids of the tree when it's alive. I may be lying to you with that, but that's what I'm thinking. So, we shall see. Well, it looks like after I get done this outer portion, in between the outer portion to hollowing the inner, I've got to go cut up a watermelon for my my kiddo, mommy and her the kiddo's friend. So we'll do this part real quick first, get it going pretty good. Now all I'm doing is working that sanded paste in. Mineral oil, beeswax, and diatomaceous earth. I'm using food grade diatomaceous earth. Granted, I don't recommend using cedar as a vessel to eat out of, but I want it to have a like regular natural look, so we're not using epoxy or polyurethane. So this will still seal it up pretty good. It can be used to hold like candy and stuff like that, and it'll still give it its natural look. Now all I'm doing with this paper towel is getting off the excess and making sure that the rest of it's rubbed in really good. And as you can see, I'll use that white part there. It's pretty much gone. Everything's worked into the wood, and it is smooth as can be. And you can see the shine off the light off the top. And again, that's just mineral oil, beeswax, and diatomaceous earth for that last thing after a 400 grit. I could go to a 600 grit and what have you, whatnot, but 400 works out just right. Okay, so now we're looking at still looks very nice. I did not do the bottom because I've got to sign it, and I just hit it with mineral oil. So I'll bring you back after I cut up watermelon. Okay, we've got it flipped over now. Watermelon's all cut up and distributed. So now we can do a double check on the face and start boring out the inside and getting everything out of there we can. All right, time to get in here and get some stuff playing on the phone to keep me going. We'll watch, let's see if we got any neat science things on here to listen to. I'm at 1800. Not a bad cut, and that puts us at about 3/8 of an inch. Yep, that's 3/8. I think that's a good enough thickness for this bowl. Alright, so we'll start going down. We're about 3/4 of the way already. check our depth. And then I can start scraping. Alright, bottom point's at 3/4 of an inch, so plenty of room to play with. We're going to get out our bowl scraper. Could I just use a bowl gouge? Yes, I could. But if you've got tools to make things go a little quicker and easier, why not use it? That's pretty even all the way around. We're pretty much ready for sanding already. Oh gosh, yes we are. That put us at, you got to remember we have a tenon under the bottom, so I've got a little extra a little extra room in here, and I don't have to worry about if it was a recess. Alright, we're at a 1/2 inch total with the tenon on the bottom, and 3/8 the rest of the way around. So I think we're happy. Let's sand it out, and then I can work on the other end. You know, let's do electrical sanding, or electric sanding, mechanical. Yeah, just to make it go a little bit quicker and easier. It's going to look pretty good too. That little piece of paper towel protects the foot from any discoloration from the jaws, and it also helps reduce, it doesn't stop it, but it helps reduce the clamping from the claw, from the chuck, if you don't have it exactly to like that far apart between the chuck jaws. So it's a big help. So let's go ahead and dry it out, and I'll bring you back, and probably with a fresh battery in the thing too. Sign these up, get some pictures.